Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to Transwest Truck Trailer RV. My name is Nicole Farner, and I'm one of the truck sales consultants here at our Frederick location. Today, we're going to be looking at this beautiful M2 106 Summit Hauler Plus conversion. This is a beautiful gray color, so let's jump right into it. First, you're going to see right here, we've got a very durable plate right here. This is going to be the Summit Hauler signature piece. Very durable and great for airflow. This grill is amazing, really tough on there. Checking right down here, we're gonna see we have that 3-piece bumper. Great feature about the Freightliner with these guys. These can come off all separately, so if you happen to bump one side or someone runs into you, you're gonna be able to replace these pieces individually. It's gonna go ahead and cut that downtime for you. It's gonna make those costs a little bit cheaper for those replacing on that. Taking a look right down here, we have 2 very secure point recovery hooks. In case of any emergency, those guys are going to be strong at getting you out. Right here, you're going to see we have our Detroit Assurance Collision Detection Box. I'll go ahead and talk a little bit more about that when we get in the truck, but that is one of the many safety features this truck offers, and I can't wait to talk about it. Alrighty, taking a look right here, I'm just going to pull this hood up. This is a very strong, durable, condensed fiberglass hood. As you can see, this guy is very durable. It's going to be more resistant for those dents, especially here in Colorado. We get hail, we get all, the crazy things. So this is going to be a very durable hood for all weather. Alrighty, let's go ahead and take a look under the hood. And as you're looking in there, you're going to see we have the Cummins L9 engine. This is a very, very durable engine. It is great on the long road trips and for that heavy duty hauling. This is going to be paired with the Allison 3200 TRV 6-speed automatic transmission. Allison has been known to be a very reliable transmission, especially for those very long trips. It's going to keep you on the road and it's going to be working strong for you wherever you're going. Alrighty, taking a look under here, you're going to see when this hood opens, you can have access to about anything in this truck. In terms of these parts, you need to fix the engine. Everything is very accessible and workable. So you can see here we have our fuel filter water separator. We have our fuse box right there, some filters over there. Right here we have our power steering fluid. So everything you need access to is going to be very easy. And then taking a look right down here, you're going to see we have our connection points for our jumpers. So if you need a quick jump in the morning, those connection points are going to be right there. It's going to get you up and back on your feet in a quick span of time. You're not going to be fighting to get to the battery. Very easy to do right there. Alrighty, let's go ahead and shut this guy. And as you can see, if I can do it, anybody can. Just going to be a light push. And you're all set. Nice thing about these guys, they just have 2 easy connection points right here. I'm just going to move that, put it into place, and then do the other side, and you are all good to go. Alrighty, let's take a look at our tires down here. You're going to see we have the 255 ADR 22.5 XRV tires. These are very reliable tires, especially for this truck. And then that is going to be paired with the very durable premium Alcoa wheels. These are lightweight wheels, so it's going to be better on fuel mileage. We always recommend it, and they do great on these trucks. Another feature that Transwest adds on our Freightliners is we add an additional ball bearing into our tires. So that's just going to make it so there's less wear on the tires and you're evening everything out. It's going to make it, especially here in Colorado where we've got those slick roads, you're going to be able to balance better and you're not going to be squirrely all over the road. Alrighty, taking a look right here, you're going to see we have our engine block heater. This guy is you just flip it open and plug it in. You can leave it plugged in at night. It's going to keep that fuel all warmed up. You're not going to be gelling, especially in the cold days like this. It's freezing outside, so last night would have been a great night to leave that guy plugged in, so when I start the truck in the morning, he's all warmed up and ready to go. Alrighty, taking a look right here, you're going to see this is going to be our first fuel tank. So we have 2 fuel tanks on these trucks. Each are going to be 50 gallons. This is going to be our first 50-gallon fuel tank. It is self-balancing, so if you want to fill one side or the other, that's completely fine. The truck will self-level. Right here, you're going to see our 6-gallon DEF tank. This is going to get you about 300 to 350 miles per gallon. So it's going to keep you on the road, so you're not having to fill up as much. But those are going to be our first set of fuel tanks. Alrighty, looking right here, you're gonna see that we have this 3-strip, no slip grip guards for stepping up, especially in the cold winter or the cold weather. This guy can get slick, so these are very nice, especially like mixing in with this grip bar. You're gonna be able to get in that truck very conveniently and very safely in all weather conditions. So that's a great feature that Freightliner adds. Alrighty, and then jumping right back up here, you're gonna see we have these tall mirrors. These are breakaway mirrors. They're very convenient, especially when you're parking, you know, backing in somewhere, you're parking in a tight space. If you need to break that mirror back or forward, it's not gonna break off for you. It's just gonna bend in and out so you're not causing damage to your mirrors. Another great feature about these guys, you can see how tall they are. There's 2 separate mirrors. This is gonna make more safety for not only you and your truck, but for everyone around you. This is gonna cover a lot of the blind spots in this truck so you can see every direction around you. These are great mirrors, especially when you're hauling. It's gonna be a great feature. Alrighty, let's go ahead and jump right into the front seat. As you're looking in there, you're gonna notice that those are very comfortable looking seats. Well, you are absolutely correct. These are air ride seats. They're very shock absorbing, and they're gonna create a lot of comfortability, especially for those long days on the road. So we've got some features right here. This is gonna give you the ability to change where you wanna be. We've got our lumbar support right here. We've got a heated seat, and then the tilt. So you can create comfortability with however you want it. Those seats are amazing, and like I said, very shock absorbing, so they're gonna be great on the road. Taking a look right down here, you're gonna see our truck's kill switch. So the kill switch is essentially a switch that you can flip off. It's gonna kill all the accessories, so it's not gonna drain your battery when you're not using it. For most people, this isn't an everyday truck, so whenever you're not using it, you can just flip that guy. It's gonna save your battery, and nothing's gonna drain without you knowing. Right back here, if you wanna take a look there, that is going to be our light test switch. So if you're gonna have a long trip, you know, you're gonna be on the road for a while, you wanna make sure your lights are all working fine, you're gonna go ahead and flip that switch, do a walk around of the truck, and you're gonna be able to see everything that's working. You know, if you need to replace something, you'll be able to see that without someone having to honk at you on the road. So that's a great feature. Alrighty, let's go ahead and take a look at our back seat here. First thing you're gonna notice is, wow, that back seat looks huge, and you are absolutely correct. There is a lot of room back here for passengers, a lot of room back here for some additional, you know, bags, whatever you need. Great feature about these trucks is they have a 1-button pull-down bed. One thing to keep in mind when you are using that motor, you don't want weight on it while you're using it, just for safety reasons, and you don't want to drain that motor, so just make sure you're being safe about that. Another thing you're going to look at is with all of the space back here, there is some additional space right under here for some storage. As you can see right here, we have a safety duffel bag that has some stuff, but there's room for a few other duffels, for backpacks. If you don't want anything, you know, at your passenger's feet, that's going to be really easy just to put right under the seat, and you're going to be good to go on the road. Alrighty, taking a look right here, you're going to notice we've got 4 bolts. This is going to be where your batteries on the truck are. So you don't need access to these for jumping because those are up front. But if you need to maintenance your batteries or replace anything, this is going to be an easy panel to take off. You can get those replaced. You'll be back on the road. And then taking a look right here, this is going to be our trickle charger. So if you leave that guy plugged in at night, or when you're not using the truck, you don't want to drain those batteries, you can leave that plugged in. It's going to keep your batteries alive so they're not dying, so you don't need that jump. And great feature about that, it can also charge a small 12-volt device. All right, now that we've looked at the interior, let's check out the back. So right here, we're going to jump into our first storage compartment. I got it all organized for us. So you can see that we have these very durable silver plating here. This diamond plating is amazing for these trucks. It's pretty scratch proof, and it's going to keep everything nice in here. You can see we've got a air hose right here. We've got a few other things that we have. And then right there, you're going to notice a great feature that we add, and that is going to be an air chuck. So with this hose, you can plug that guy in. You can pump up your tire. You can pump up your friend's tire. If you're going to the lake, you can pump up a tube. So there's a lot of good things you can do with that. It's a great feature. Another great thing about these storage compartments is with this silver plating, the diamond plating on it, it's gonna make it so your tools are not, you know, sliding all over the place. I always tell people this is a great place to put your extra def and stuff like that. So it's going to be nice. Nothing's going to be rolling around and getting damaged. Another great thing about these compartments is they are weatherproof. So in the cold winter months, or you know, when it's raining, you're not going to have a ton of water flooding in that. These do pretty good at sealing off. So all your stuff is going to be safe in there. Alrighty, let's take a look at our smaller one. So I always tell people this is the perfect place to put your chains. If I'm towing something, or you know, I need to strap something down, this is going to be an easy place. Just quick grab those chains, grab those straps. You'll know where they are. This one's a little bit smaller, so things can stay a bit more organized. So that's going to be a great place for, you know, the smaller things like that. Alrighty, let's take a look at the bed. So you're going to notice we've got this very durable, it's going to be more rust proof. It is the same thing as we had in the compartments, that diamond silver plating. Like I said, it's going to make it so it's less rust proof, not as much damage. This is a very durable plating. Right here, you're going to see we have 2 holes right there, and I promise they're there for a reason. So what we can do is, if you want to add an extra toolbox, an extra spare tire, whatever you want to add right there, we make it so you can just get that guy screwed in. Another great feature about Transwest, if you want a toolbox but you don't want to install it, we can do that for you. So when you come pick up your truck, that'll be ready to go. Right up there, you're going to see the first camera we have for the Voyager system. That is a great camera. I'll talk a little bit more about our Voyager system when we get in the truck, but the entire system is amazing. That's our first camera. It's going to give you a look at where you're backing up. You can see we've got a gooseneck right there. That's going to help you backing up, you know, to that gooseneck, or you know, even if you're driving, you can see what's behind you on the road. So we'll talk a little bit more about that in the truck. Alrighty, taking a look at the bed right here, you can see we have our gooseneck converted right here. That guy's just a cover for it to keep that ball safe. And then those 2 hooks right there are just safety hooks for that hookup. Great thing about these trucks also is under this aluminum, we have steel plates under there. They're gonna balance perfectly for when you're towing. I know I've had it when I've been towing where you're bouncing all over the road. Those steel plates are gonna make it so the truck is perfectly balanced if you're driving with or without a trailer. So that's a great feature we have. Right here, you're gonna see that we have our hookup for our gooseneck and 5th wheel. And then this is gonna be our bumper pull hookup. Taking a look right here, we have our bumper pull hitch. This is gonna be the Gen Y. Right here, you can see we have the 2 5/16 ball. And on this side, we have the 2-inch. This hitch is going to be able to pull 32,000 pounds. We always recommend the Gen Y. They're phenomenal hitches, and then it can be adjustable to where you need to pull. So it's great. It can be used how you need it to, and is very reliable. One thing I forgot to add right here, but we'll just go back to this, is you're going to see these tracks on the side of the bed right here. Those are tie-down tracks. They can hold up to 1,000 pounds. So whatever you need tie down, those are going to be great features to have on there for you. Alrighty, and then right here, this is going to be the Voyager hookup. So another great feature I like to add about these, I pull livestock. I'm sure a lot of people out there pull livestock. If you want to add a camera to your livestock trailer so you can see your horses, your pigs, your cattle on the road, we can easily get this wirelessly or wired hooked up into that trailer. So just from a click of the button in the truck, you can see all the livestock on the road. So I always like to add that for my horse people and my livestock people. Alrighty, and then as you can see, we have these same compartments as the other side, so I'm not gonna open those guys. I will say, jumping right here, just like I was talking about on this side, this is going to be our 2nd fuel tank. The only thing you're gonna notice differently is we don't have another def tank, but this is gonna be our 2nd 50-gallon fuel tank. One thing I do wanna mention about these guys, if you wanna get that full fill on your truck, you want it to be 100% full, you will have to fill both sides. But like I said, if you just want it to get, 50% wherever, you can fill one and it will self-level. And then these guys are nice because you can go ahead and lock them, easy close, and you can lock if you need to. Alrighty, let's jump right into the passenger side. As you're gonna see, just like the driver's side, it is extremely comfortable for your passenger as well. You're gonna have the same exact controls as the other side, same air ride seat, everything is going to match. The one thing different on this side is you're gonna see right here, we have this kind of hefty panel right there. That is gonna be your fuse box. You can easily take that off if you need to work on anything needs to be changed in there. That's just gonna be an easy slide off and you can have access to all of that. Alrighty, it's getting cold out here. I don't know if I know you guys can't feel it, but we're feeling it out here. So let's go ahead and jump right into the truck. I'm gonna meet you on the other side. We're gonna get this bad boy started. As you're jumping in there, you're gonna see that there's some charging ports back there, and you're gonna see how much room really is in that back seat. Oh, burr. Alrighty, let's get this guy started and get the heat on. So one thing I like to tell everybody is when you're starting this truck, you want to leave it in accessory mode for about 3 to 5 seconds. As you can see, everything's waking up, and we just want to give this truck a chance to, run all of its stuff. Alrighty, and we are started. Let's get the heat on. Yeah, that's nice. Alrighty, first thing you're gonna notice when you're looking up here is you're gonna see this giant windshield. This is gonna be 2,500 square inches of windshield. This guy is nice. You can see vision from everywhere. It's gonna be especially nice at night when the visibility is lower, but like I said, you are gonna have visibility in everywhere. The nice thing about this truck is I'm looking from every angle and there's not that many blind spots. So I feel safe driving this, and I feel safe on the road. Alrighty, let's jump right up here. You're gonna see, I talked a little bit down there, but this is our Detroit Assurance box. This is gonna be the housing of all of our safety features. So that guy's right there. Right up here, you're gonna see we have some storage compartments. A nice thing about this guy is he can be turned into a CV radio. So we'll just cut out a little piece in there for you, and we can set that all up. Moving on to this guy. This is the Voyager system I was telling you about, the camera back there. So you can see that's the camera I was telling you guys about. You can see when you're backing up, that's gonna be all right there. Another great feature, 4 cameras can be hooked up to here. So let's pretend like we have camera 2. There's camera 3, 4, and we've got split screen. So if you want 1 and 2 together, so there could be, that camera, and then you can watch your livestock back there. 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, 3, and 4. So a great feature is you don't have to just see one at a time. You can see all camera views at one time. So that is amazing. So that is our Voyager system. Alrighty, and then this is gonna be our air horn right there. This is gonna be a secondary mic for the hands-free calling and all that good stuff. All right, jumping right down here, you're going to see that we have our mirror controls. We have these heated mirrors, which is really nice here in the winter months, especially here in Colorado, where they are very much needed. So those are gonna be all of our controls for that, and then our window controls and all of those basic things. Taking a look right here, if we wanna jump to the steering wheel, this is gonna be the controls for our display. So this is very user-friendly. Everything here, you can just use these to easily scroll through. We've got the driving assistance, you can find all of your diagnostics and all that stuff just from all these, click of a button. So I always like to tell people it's super easy to navigate and super easy to use, and it's not rocket science, so that always helps. Taking a look right here, this is gonna be our cruise control. You can easily set it and do all that fun stuff. And then this is gonna be the answering and hang up for our hands-free calling, which is another great safety feature on these trucks. All right, another important part right here. This is gonna be a very important housing for a lot of things on this truck. So first it's gonna be our gear shift. As you can see, we're in neutral, but it can easily slide into drive or reverse. I know we always advocate how these are automatic trucks, but they can also be used in manual. So if you switch this and put it in, you'll be in the manual conversion, and you can shift by pushing down and up. So that is always easy. Another great thing to know is our engine brake. So the engine brake works just like this. So right now it's not on, but we can shift it in 1, 2, and 3. So that's gonna be how that engine brake works. So we're gonna set that back up there because we're not gonna use that right now. Alrighty, taking a look down here, you're gonna see this is our trailer air supply. Whether you're pulling a horse trailer, you're pulling, whatever you have, if that trailer has air supply, this is gonna be your button that's gonna give that air to the trailer, so it'll be on that braking system. Alrighty, and then this is gonna be our parking brake for the truck. Right here, you're gonna see we have our Red Arc trailer brake system. This is an amazing system, and it can be adjusted, like you can see I'm doing right now, for sensitivity based on where you want it. All right, this is gonna be our subwoofer system. You can adjust that. We have our hazards, dome light, footwell, and pre-trip. I always like to talk about this pre-trip light because it's a little bit different than the one right down there. You're asking, why is there two? Well, I asked the same thing, but the nice thing about this one is that not only will this run the pre-trip lights for your truck, it's gonna run for your trailer as well. So if you're on the road, you're going on a hot shot trip, wherever you're hauling, you can press this button and it's gonna run a full pre-trip run for both your truck and your trailer, so you can make sure everything's working. So that's a great safety feature. I always like to tell people about that because, man, I'd rather be safe than sorry on the road. Alrighty, and then these are gonna be our optional accessories. So if you wanna add a light bar or penny lights, whatever you wanna add, those are gonna be the switches that can be used to turn those on and off. Right here you can see we have our fans. So this is actually just gonna be for the back. So we'll get the heat going back there. But it's just gonna be control the speed of the fan and then hot or cold. Alrighty, right down here, this is gonna be more Detroit safety features. So we have our automatic brake assist, lane departure warning, our traction control, and then our shutdown override. So a lot of people don't know about the shutdown override, and it is a very important button to know about, especially if you're gonna be driving these trucks frequently. If something were to happen with the engine, whatever that may be, and your truck wants to shut down right now, it is like, it needs to stop, we gotta pull over, you gotta get out of this truck. The nice thing about this is if you are not in a safe place where you're gonna be able to pull over, you can hit that button and it's gonna keep the engine going until you can safely get off the side of the road. I know if I'm on the highway and I can't get off, I'm gonna feel much safer pushing that button to get where I can safely get off. You don't want to cause a disturbance of traffic, or you want to be as safe as you can. So that button's going to keep you safe. Just make sure you're using it wisely because it will run the engine until it physically cannot. Alrighty, right here we have our differential lock, and then we have our suspension dump. So that's going to be a nice button if you're backing up like a gooseneck or fifth wheel, whatever it may be. You can go ahead and drop those airbags in the back. It's going to give you the ability to adjust that as you need to, so you can hook up to those trailers easier. Right here is going to be our plugins for our Apple AirPlay and then our Android Auto. Moving on to this guy, you can see this is also a very user-friendly control panel. The Stinger system is amazing. It's, like I said, very easy, user-friendly, and one thing I get a lot of questions about is it does have a navigation system, so that's always a great feature as well. All right, jumping back down here, you're gonna see these are gonna be the air controls for up here. So I've got the heat going up here. They're very easy to use, so that's pretty easy. Alrighty, taking a look down here, you're gonna see we've got these cup holders. Nice thing about them, they pop out easily so that if something were to spill in there, you can get that all cleaned up and you'll be back and ready to go. One thing I love to add about these, because I know I love my Stanley Cup. I don't know if you guys love your Stanley Cup as much as I do, but mine does not fit in my pickup truck. But the nice thing about these cup holders is they are big enough to fit those wide cups like the Stanleys and all the new water bottles that they have that are large. So these will fit those large cups, so that's always a great feature. Taking a look right here, you're gonna see we have a very large storage compartment. This is gonna be great, if you need some additional tools for the truck, some paperwork, registration, license, whatever you need. That's gonna be a great place to put all of your important items where you can just easily reach in, grab it, and go. All right, and one of the coolest features of these trucks, we're gonna take a look up here. We have some awesome lighting up here. We've got reading, if you're just taking a break, you can use those for whatever you need. We've got our blue lights right here. You can't probably see it on the camera, but the blue lights right there, that is going to be a great light for when you're driving at night. It's going to keep your eyes adapted to the light, so when you're seeing headlights, it's not going to give you headaches and that kind of stuff. So that's going to be great for that night driving. And then the cool one right here is the mood light. If you look right up there, you're going to see that is just a fun little thing that Freightliner added. It looks so cool at night. I've driven these trucks at night, and I'm telling you, it just literally looks so cool at night. So that is an awesome feature that they added. Alrighty, I think that's all I have to add about this truck today. So if you're interested, give me a call. My phone number is 303-901-1943, or you can email at nicole.farner@transwest.com. I hope you guys have a great day, and we'll see you soon.